that it has been behind closed doors
For 16
years that you served, right? Now, that doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. So, after 16 years, you're going to come to light and be honest? Hey, Rob, I think you ought to go home. Okay? That's what I think. I think you ought to. Don't lose your job. Hey, you got a pretty good job, I understand.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And Rob, I love Rob Simmons. You know, he's a buddy. I mean, okay? Sorry he's on the Republican Party, but, he introduced Rob, calling him a family man. You are a family man. Don't do this. Stay home. Stay home, Rob. Stay home with the kids and the wife. Be a councilman, okay? Get out of here. He's willing to work, okay? 16 years. 16 years. You got to be kidding me. Time for a breath of fresh air. Time for a breath of fresh air. And I mean, you got to be kidding me. Michael Bossetto, going around talking about developing businesses in New London when you sold out New London. I mean, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Look at this. We got calls already. Oh, we know it. Good evening. You're on Street Talk with Father Russ and Bobby.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I have not talked to you before.
Okay.
And I could not disagree with you more. You're not telling the whole truth.
Okay.
Or maybe you're not aware of the whole truth.
Well,
when you talk, let me talk.
Tell me the truth.
When you talk about Pirro running a transparent campaign.
That's what he said.
Okay, I agree with you. But he wasn't able to do that before. Why? Because he was running on the minority party. There was no incentive for the Democrats to go along with anything he had to say. Why?
Well, wait a minute. Government doesn't work like that. Government doesn't work like that. You've got a position.
What I have to say, or I'm going to hang up. I don't need to argue with you.
Well, then you can do what you want if you want to hang up.
Well, okay. Then all I'm trying to say is you're not representing the whole truth.
Oh, I am absolutely. I am absolutely.
But when you're in the minority party,
so what?
You do not have the say. You are at a distinct disadvantage. So now that he has had that for this ceremonial position that he's had, it's been a whole different program. And for you to misrepresent the facts, you reduce your credibility. And good night, sir.
Well, obviously, you're a supporter of 16 years of failure. 16 years of failure. And you may not want to argue about this, but that's the fact. The man said transparent government. Okay, he has been a counselor for 16 years. That means you have a seat on the counselor. Whether you're 1 seat, 2 seats, or whatever, and you have a majority, you yourself can be transparent. There is no excuse to go behind closed doors or back doors, whether you're the minority party or you're the majority party. You obviously have some problems with the political realities of life. You are either an honest politician who's out there. My family's been in politics for years. My brother, representative, my cousin. I mean, you're either honest and forthright and out there, or you're not. And apparently, he's vowing to provide now a transparent government. Now that's what he said. I didn't say that. But we're here in New London. 16 years of doing what? Where was he with ADA? 20 years, federal government. Where was he? Where was he calling for the disabilities that are a federal mandate in the federal law? Mm-hmm. Where was the man? It says it's on, but it isn't. Yeah. Okay. So you may not want to argue, but the truth is out there. And you can say whether my credibility is there or not, okay? we have people going around now. The school system stands to lose $7 million. $7 million. I have
federal money.
Federal money. Okay, okay. This woman who wants to challenge my credibility, it's in the paper.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, if you don't like it. New London school funding at risk over ADA. City High School still not in compliance with the Federal Disabilities Act. $7.8 million on the chopping block. Where are they going to get the 7.8? And you know why it's on the chopping block? Because your counselors, one of whom spent 16 years, failed to do the job and make sure that these things came into compliance. It is outrageous. It is outrageous, and that's why you need a breath of fresh air. You need to get rid of them all. Every single one of these people who participated in holding this up and not doing a thing about it. You're talking about a federal mandate that's been around 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years it's been around, ADA. You just got city things where they, for the wheelchairs, they just put them in a couple of years ago.
The sidewalks,
when we were starting to talk about them. You know, that, I hate to tell you, everybody takes credit for that, but guess what? That came out of homeless stuff and everything else that we tried to complain about. You don't have access to City Hall.
Nope.
If you're disabled or you're in a wheelchair. No. Okay, these clowns, these outrageous clowns have been sitting there for years. And it's a law. It's a federal mandate. And if you don't like what I say about Rob Perot, too bad. He didn't do the job. And you're going to elect a mayor? He didn't do the job. And that's the problem with New London. And all of these individuals come from the richest part of town. All of them. Bar none. So they have done nothing for the poor people of this town. They have done nothing for disabled people in this town. It is outrageous. It is outrageous. And if you don't like hearing it, I am sorry. But guess what? You're going to hear it, or you turn this show off. I don't care. I do not care. It doesn't bother me because I don't owe you anything, nor do I owe Rob Perot anything except to chastise him for failing to do his job as a councilman. You need to get real. And you got a breath of fresh air. You got a chance. This city now has a chance with a new guy here. Yeah. A young man that's got a serious background, law. He's a lawyer. He's been in politics. He's a teacher at Northeastern.
Oh yes, yes.
And Northeastern's a great school too. One of them. It's a school I started with. I went a little bit to Northeastern, and I have a daughter that graduated Northeastern. One of my girls up in Boston. He goes. He's a teacher there. He's a professor there, I believe, or a teaching thing. And I believe he's working on. I believe we checked it, and he's working on he's a PhD.
I know he's working
candidate.
on something.
Yeah, right. So you're talking about a sharp young man, okay, that knows the law, knows what to do. And if you just saw him on the show, he exactly told people honesty. He's not going to be able to do anything as the mayor in education. He can use a bully pulpit, but he is not, by law, he's not able to do anything. He can't do budget.
Nope.
He can't dictate hiring policy. No. However, he can educate. And if you want to learn and you learn something and you read something and you find out about how the thing runs, and you can be transparent if you're one person, if you're in the minority, or you're in the majority. You could be transparent. You could tell what's going on. And if you didn't, you're dishonest. You're dishonest to the people that put you there and elected you. And you know what? I feel bad because a lot of you put